2:13 in the morning, the night security office at St. Bartholomew Regional Hospital was almost silent. 3 monitors showed empty hallways. One showed the ambulance bay. One showed the rear loading dock. And one pointed toward the East Wing corridor, showed room 312. A woman was sitting inside. She was motionless. Her back was straight. Her hands rested in her lap. Her face was turned slightly toward the door. Room 312 had no patient. It hadn't had one for nearly 11 years. The guard on duty that night was Daniel Mercer, former military police, difficult to rattle. He did not scare easily. I know what I saw. At first he assumed it was a mistake. Camera glitches happened. Reflections happened. He leaned closer to the monitor. The woman did not move. Daniel picked up the radio. East Wing, can someone confirm occupancy in 312? Static. 312 is sealed. No occupancy. He looked back at the screen. The woman was still there. Something felt wrong, because no one should have been able to get inside at all. Room 312 was locked. Officially locked, badge access disabled. Mold contamination behind the walls. Everyone in the East Wing knew the room existed. Almost no one used it. Daniel asked the nurse to check. I'm not going down there alone. She didn't laugh back. If you passed room 312 after midnight, keep walking. So he left the office. The hospital at night becomes a different place. Machines become louder. Footsteps carry farther. Daniel took the service elevator to level 3. The East Wing was nearly dark. 2 nurses stood there pretending to organize charts. Both looked relieved to see him. Who's in the room? Who's in the room? Probably no one. Cameras show strange things. He began walking. The closer he got, the quieter it became. But near room 312 there was nothing. No sound. The door stood closed. He tried the handle. Locked. He looked through the wired glass window. Dark room, empty chair, no woman. She's still on the monitor. Maria was staring past him, at the door. The handle moved once. Daniel inserted his master key. He opened the door. Dust smell? Old room smell? A single visitor chair sat near the center. Empty. Dust lay across the floor except one clear patch near the chair. Still nothing. Was she there? You saw her too. Staff were acting like this had happened before. A janitor named Rakesh refused to mop that corridor after 1 a.m. An intern heard someone whisper nurse. Room 312 had appeared occupied before. Always in the chair, always still. Most appearances happened between 2 a.m. and 2:20 a.m. Retired nurse Ellen agreed to meet him. I know what guilt looks like. It sits very still. Whenever the East Wing became understaffed, complaints increased. The woman was back. She was standing beside where the bed used to be. She raised one arm and pointed toward the hallway. The feed cut to black. Daniel ran upstairs. The nurses were gone. A call bell rang from room 310. The door to 312 was already open. The room was colder than the corridor. A young nurse named Priya stood in hallway. I don't want to go near that door. The old call button lay near the baseboard. He pressed it. Modern call bells rang one after another. Priya screamed. One bell continued, room 312. Maria appeared shaken. Every occupied room door had closed at once. CCTV captured a woman in pale clothing against the wall. Previous guard found sitting in the chair. She kept asking why nobody came. The patient had been ignored longer than reported. Her husband had been sitting in the visitor chair earlier. She was alone? Daniel entered room 312 alone for one final test. At 2:14, the temperature dropped. He heard fabric brushing a wall. The doorknob behind him turned once. Can you hear me now? Daniel ran. The recorder captured a voice. Why did you leave me here? Years later, demolition reached the section containing 312. One worker heard a call bell with no electricity. Today, the new tower stands there. No sign marks room 312. If a call light rings and no room number appears, answer it anyway. Someone still hears a woman asking the same question. Why did you leave me here?